There are a lot of things in Call of Dragons which I believe especially free-to-play players and of course also pay-to-play players should avoid spending money, and free-to-play players should avoid spending their resources, their time and their commitment, right? In this video I will show you all the important aspects of Call of Dragons which you might have believed that was important, but they are actually not that important, right? And of course after watching this video you will allocate your time, your attention, your gems, your resources to different topics, which will make you, just like me, getting 36 million merits by playing as a free-to-play player with archers, right? I will try my best to explain all the details, which is a higher priority and lesser priority, especially for a free-to-play players, right? And let's not waste too much time and let's start talking about those priorities which you should always avoid, right? Out of my more than 1000 days of gameplay, I learned a lot of stuff in Call of Dragons, and hopefully my learned things will be helpful for you, right? First of all, let's speak about artifacts, right? Artifacts are one of the most random items and random progression in Call of Dragons, which every single free-to-play player should avoid, right? If you are basically focusing on getting artifacts, making your artifacts level 5, trust me, you are making a huge mistake because you are stopping your progression and you are skipping the more important stuff. That's why our number one trap in Call of Dragons is basically artifacts, right? And let me explain you why. First of all, I know unlocking artifacts is a pretty big step, but we know that every single artifact can be increased levels from level 1 to level 2 and maximum is level 5, right? But unfortunately, game gives us the chances of obtaining those artifacts from the Forge of Light, from the artifact universal opening, and basically my opinion is really simple, right? Especially if you are a free-to-play player, you should never focus on artifacts. Believe me, even if you're gonna unlock the artifact, like I just basically unlocked Visage of the Sanctus, and it's only on level 1, right? I won't gonna even try my hardest to make this artifact level 5 because I understand that making artifacts level 5 is too hard, right? Because, well, every single chance you are getting the new artifacts are basically luck, right? And luck in percentages is really low, right? 0.6% that I will get Iron Tusk from the Forge of Light. There is another way from the Artifact Compendium where basically I believe every free-to-play player should utilize this Conqueror Artifact Compendium, especially if you are actually acquiring Anointed Artifact Compendium. This is the best way to unlock the artifacts. I'm not really saying this is the best way of increasing levels on your artifact because it's still a random, right? Every single gem, every single resource which you are getting in Call of Dragons is basically, in terms of artifact, just luck, right? And honestly, if you are a free-to-play player just like me, focusing on artifacts and it's being the best random items in the game is not a strategy, right? That's why my number one trap in Call of Dragons to progress your account, the way you want to progress it is basically artifacts, right? My advice: unlock the artifacts from the artifact draw, which is basically free-to-play version of unlocking artifacts. For example, Phoenix Eye, Shadow Blaze, Tear of Arbon, Kingslayer. Those are the artifacts which will help you to progress your account in Season 1 and Season 2. If you are going to spend gems, if you are going to focus on increasing your artifacts, especially exclusive artifacts levels, unfortunately you are missing out on the different things which are more important, right? And I think a lot of players, a lot of content creators are making content, by myself also, that you should focus on this and you should focus on that, right? But there is a lot of things you should always avoid, right? Out of my 1000 days of gameplay, Gilded Crossbow is the first artifact which I made to level 5 And honestly, even if Golden Crossbow was level 1, I was still getting merits, right? So trap number 1. Don't focus on increasing levels on your artifacts. Focus on just basically unlocking those artifacts, right? That's even more important than some levels on your artifacts. Of course, if you are already having the heroes awakened, if you already have good war pets, and only thing which you have left is to increase levels on your artifacts, for sure, then you can focus on those items. But before that, I believe unlocking tier 5 units, increasing the levels of your heroes is way more valuable, especially for free-to-play players, than unlocking some artifacts or even increasing the levels of your items, right? Because I know the numbers are increasing whenever you are increasing levels on your artifact, but trust me, just simple unlocking this item will give you the highest benefit than focusing on making them level 5. As you can see, I don't have Exemplar Wish on my artifacts, and somehow I'm still managing to get quite good amount of merits whenever I'm fighting against pay-to-pay players, right? So there is a simple reason why I wanted to make this video, because in Call of Dragons there is a lot of items, lot of systems in the game where it's hard for you to decide what's more important, right? And that's why I'm telling you that artifacts are one of the less important items in this game, right? Especially increasing the levels. In late game, of course, yes, if you are playing this game for more than 2 years, of course, you should have a good artifacts. But especially in Season 1, especially in Season 2, it's not a necessity, right? And by that, of course, there is a lot more things in Call of Dragons which you should actually avoid spending your money, or not even money, but your time, which is also one of the most valuable thing in humans history, right? And the second system, which I believe everybody should avoid, especially free-to-play players, is decorations, right? Decorations are the newest feature of Call of Dragons, which means the city decorations are giving you legion attacks, damage deal bonuses, even we got some overall gathering bonuses, resource production bonuses, and of course, if you are a free-to-play player just like me, you understand that it will be super hard for you to actually increase the stats from the decorations, right? My advice for a free-to-play players, I understand those events which are giving you legendary decorations are limited. Basically limited in terms of you can only spend some gems, and after that, if you want to unlock some more legendary decorations, you want to actually spend some money, right? So for all the free-to-play players who are basically sad regarding decorations, try to be active. Try to be active as much as possible, because from the merit store you are able to get the epic decoration twice per day and legendary decoration per week, right? 2 legendary decorations per week. So what does it mean? By you being active player, active fighter, you are going to get a lot of merits in Call of Dragons. You are going to get a lot of warped skills, which of course mainly you are going to sell them and to buy the most priority warped skills. But the newest feature of Call of Dragons, which are decorations, are basically the mandatory thing for free-to-play players to farm merits, right? My advice: if you can't win wars, if you can't get merits by fighting your opponents, try to merit duel your alliance members, because for a free-to-play players there is only one way to progress through the decoration stuff in the game, is just to get merits, right? Whenever you're gonna get random epic decoration chest, try to fight more, because you will be able to refresh this one on a daily basis and you will get second one, right? Same goes to legendary decorations. And as you can see, I have spent $0 from my own pocket in Call of Dragons, and I already have 7.3% Legion attack from my decorations. You might ask, how, when? I will tell you, just fighting, right? Just being an active player, just fighting and participating in wars on a daily basis will get you these results. Especially, I understand, right? Like, there is a lot of sad moments because we know that pay-to-pay players are going to just buy those decorations, but honestly, they are more focused on rally and garrison, and these decoration percentages matter especially during the rally and garrison stages. In open field PvP, trust me, 99% of players don't have max decoration. Max decoration means 20% legion attack, right? And in Call of Dragons, I believe there is just like 1% of players who are going to have these decorations maxed out, and in open field PvP you don't even see the result. You don't even feel the difference whenever you are a free-to-play player and you are fighting against pay-to-play players. Of course, I'm sharing my own experience, I'm sharing my own tips, because all the gameplay, all the videos which I'm trying to make is always centered around my own gameplay. If I have not tried it by myself, I'm not going to tell you that you should try it by yourself, right? So, as you can see, I got just 2 levels on the Lotus Lantern, 5 levels on Chimes, 5 levels on Rebirth, 5 levels on Lounger. But, of course, epic ones will be higher, because all the time, whenever I see there is a war gameplay and I'm online, I'm trying my best to participate in war situations, because by those merits, I'm going to unlock more decorations and I will increase the Legion attack percentage for my account, right? And yeah, that's my second trap, which I believe a lot of players are making a big mistake, because they think that every single player is basically spending thousands of dollars to make their decorations maximum, which is totally false, right? The third trap, which I think all the players are making, is VIP, right? As I said in many occasions, in many videos, if you are going to use your gems, just use your gems to increase your VIP to level 8. Because level 8 is the point where every single player should be standing, right? Because you are unlocking second research queue, and of course some additional buffs, which is research buff and some production buffs, right? But what's the most important about the level 8? You are not only increasing second research queue, which means you are going to research 2 research at the same time, but also you are getting legendary hero tokens, which are the most valuable rewards in Call of Dragons, which is connected to your heroes, right? After the level 8, I can say honestly that I have spent 0 gems to increase to level 9, to level 10, to level 11, 12, 30, and 40. So if I manage to get level 14 by not spending gems on my VIP store, I believe you can do it too, right? So just put gems on level 8 and then stop giving attention towards VIP store, because your alliance members who are willing to pay in this game are going to pay in this game. You are going to receive the gifts from your alliance members, and some of the gifts are going to be the VIP store points, right? And as you can see, slowly I'm going to get to level 15, right? And I don't have to mention that Call of Dragons is basically the grind game. Nothing will happen super fast if you are a free-to-play player, right? You have to plan ahead what's the most important. So the third trap, which I believe auto players are making, they are putting their gems into the VIP points, which is a big mistake. The trap number 4, right? And of course, trap number 4 is basically connected to the heroes, right? As I said in many videos, choose which is your main troop type, especially if you are a free-to-play player. It's infantry, your decision. Cavalry, marksmen, mages, or overall, just decide. Just decide which one you are going to be putting your resources to, right? Because if you are a free-to-play player and you are putting levels on some mage heroes like Wellin, or you are putting some levels and tokens to Georrge, maybe you will decide to put some tokens on Urag and then suddenly decide to go for marksman main. Unfortunately, in Call of Dragons, as a free-to-play player, you won't gonna have enough legendary tokens and legendary medals in order for you to have at least one good hero pair. So, basically, deciding what's your main troop type is mandatory for a free-to-play players. As you can see, from the day one, I decided that my main troop type would be archers, right? And what we can see, I have Awakened Kinara, Awakened Ruby, 5551 Margaret, Awakened Nico, Awakened Freygar, Awakened Zyda, right? And I'm a free-to-play player. Let's check out my other heroes. Cavalry, right? Bakshi, Emrys, Lie, 2-1, Theodore, Urag. But basically, I think you understand what I'm trying to say, right? Even for infantry. I don't put my legendary universal tokens to the other troop types which I don't focus on, right? Because I always remember that my main troop type is archers. Mages, it goes same, right? I like 1-1-1 Bertrand, 3-1-1 Velin, who basically, I don't put my legendary tokens in anything else besides my main troop type, which is marksman. That's the only reason how I managed to get so many archer heroes awakened. And trust me, there are a lot of videos which will tell you like 5-1-1 heroes will be good in open field PvP, but they won't gonna be good. Because you are fighting against pay-to-play players and those are having awakened heroes with example wish and maxed out artifacts, maxed out warpaths, maxed out decorations. Are you gonna tell me that 5-1-1-1 heroes are going to beat them? It's nonsense. So, if you are a free-to-play player, decide which is your main troop type and focus on your main troop type, right? That's my number 4 trap. There are a lot of heroes, decide which heroes are the best one for you. And of course, as I mentioned, the warpaths, that's my number 5 trap. Like same goes to heroes. In warpath section, we have mage warpaths, we have cavalry warpaths, we have archer warpaths, we have infantry warpaths, right? If you basically manage to decide what's your main troop type, it goes same to warpaths, right? As you can see, my cavalry warpath is 1 star. My mage warpath is 2 star. My infantry warpath is 1 star. But my archer warpath is 3 star. My another archer warpath is 3 star. My third warpath is 3 star. And I'm currently working on my 4th warpath, which is going to be 3 star pretty soon, right? And let me explain you what's the reason. 4,000 experience, if you are going to be putting those experience points on a random warpaths, trust me, you won't even gonna have one warpath which is going to deal a lot of damage. And if you don't know, warpaths are not accessory, they are basically like a third hero in your hero pairs. And honestly, if you are not deciding which is your main troop type and you are not focusing on your current chosen troop type in the game, you are making a huge mistake, because it's impossible to get, even if you are a pay-to-play player or free-to-play player, it's impossible to have every single warpath's main talent skill to 3 star. As always, I'm sharing my experience, I'm sharing my gameplay. Hopefully my gameplay will be helpful for you. I believe those are the traps which every single player should avoid spending, and especially for the free-to-play players, avoid putting time into those items, right? Hopefully after watching this video it will be easier for you to decide where you should actually put your resources, your gems, your time into it, and you are going to get highest value. As always, If you like the video, press like, subscribe, share. It always gives me more and more motivation to make more content for this game. I wish everybody amazing day, morning and night. We are going to see each other really soon. Bye bye and good luck.